Today, if your eyes and heart meet these words, it is not by chance. Congratulations, because life has chosen this exact moment to remind you that you are awake, you are alive, and you are on a path that is far greater than your doubts. The 20th of September 2025 is not just another date on the calendar. It is a mirror. It reflects your current state of being, your choices, and the direction of your journey. What you do with this moment can change everything. Just as the Shaolin teachings tell us, destiny is not waiting outside of us. It is carved within us, shaped by discipline, awareness, and the courage to keep walking when the mind tells us to stop. So, if you are here, remember this: you have been given a gift today, and that gift is clarity. The universe does not deliver signs to those who are not ready. If you see this today, it means you are ready. Awareness is the first step. Congratulations if you see this today, the 20th of September 2025, because it means that in this moment, you are not just alive but awake. Most people move through life with open eyes but closed perception. They see, but they do not recognize. They hear, but they do not listen. They live, but they do not truly feel what it means to be alive. Awareness is the doorway that separates existing from living, and today, life has placed that door in front of you. If you are here, if you are listening, it means that you have already taken your first step onto the path of awareness, and this is where transformation begins. Think about how often our days are consumed by automatic actions. We wake up, we rush, we perform tasks, we eat, we talk, we scroll through endless distractions, and then we sleep again. The cycle repeats itself, sometimes for weeks, sometimes for months, sometimes for years. But when was the last time you stopped in the middle of an ordinary action and asked yourself, why am I doing this? Who is making this choice? My conscious self or my unconscious habits? This question is the beginning of awareness. Without it, life is just repetition. With it, life becomes creation. Awareness is like a light shining into a dark room. Imagine being in a space filled with furniture, but without light. You stumble, you fall, you hurt yourself, and you cannot even describe what surrounds you. Then suddenly, a candle is lit. Nothing in the room has changed, but your relationship to it has completely transformed. You can now move with clarity, with choice, with intention. That candle is awareness. It does not change your circumstances instantly, but it changes you. And when you change, your circumstances inevitably follow. To be aware means to observe without judgment. It means to watch your thoughts pass like clouds in the sky, without chasing them, without fighting them, without becoming them. Most of us live as if we are our thoughts. When the mind says, I am not good enough, we believe it. When it says, I will fail, we surrender to it. But awareness is the step back. It is the realization that you are not the thought, but the observer of the thought. This realization is freedom. Imagine the difference between being trapped inside a storm and standing on a mountain watching the storm move across the valley. The storm exists, yes, but you are not drowning in it anymore. On this day, 20 September 2025, the universe has brought you here as a reminder that awareness is the root of every transformation. You cannot improve what you cannot see. You cannot heal what you refuse to acknowledge. You cannot change a direction if you are not even aware of where you stand. A traveler lost in the forest cannot find his way until he first admits that he is lost. Only then does the journey of finding the path begin. In the same way, awareness is admitting, here I am, this is my state, these are my habits, this is my truth. From this place, the path forward becomes possible. Awareness is also deeply uncomfortable, and this is why so many avoid it. To be aware means to see not only your strengths, but also your weaknesses. It means to recognize not only your light, but also your shadow. It means to look at the patterns you have carried for years, the excuses you have repeated, the fears you have allowed to control you. Awareness is not always pleasant, but it is always liberating. Think of a wound covered by a bandage. You may ignore it. You may pretend it is not there, but the infection grows in silence. Only when you remove the cover and face the wound directly can healing begin. That moment is not comfortable, but it is necessary. Many people search for happiness outside of themselves. They believe that when they get the job, when they meet the partner, when they buy the car, when they achieve the goal, then finally they will feel whole. But awareness teaches you that happiness is not in the destination. It is in the ability to recognize life as it is right now. It is in realizing that every breath is already a miracle, that the beating of your heart is already proof of abundance. How many people woke up this morning wishing for just one more day of life? And here you are breathing, reading, listening. Awareness turns the ordinary into the extraordinary. A simple sip of water becomes sacred when you are aware of the life it sustains. The Shaolin teachings often say, the body moves, but the mind must remain still. This is awareness. To be still inside even as the outside world shifts. When you practice awareness, you do not become immune to challenges. Storms will still come. People will still test you. Life will still present uncertainty. But your reaction changes. Instead of collapsing under pressure, you recognize the pressure. Instead of being controlled by anger, you notice the anger. Instead of being consumed by fear, you observe the fear. And in that space between stimulus and response lies your true power. That space is awareness. Congratulations, because today you are reminded that awareness is within you. No one can give it to you, and no one can take it away. Teachers can point the way, but you must walk it. Books can inspire you, but you must embody the lesson. Friends can encourage you, but you must open your own eyes. Awareness is the most personal of all journeys. It is you against your own unconsciousness, your own distractions, your own inertia. But once awareness is awakened, it cannot easily go back to sleep. It will whisper to you in the silence. It will remind you to pause before you react. It will nudge you to notice the beauty of a sunrise, the laughter of a child, the rhythm of your own breath. It will transform your relationship with life itself. Awareness is not something that happens once. It is not a switch that turns on forever. It is a practice, a returning, a discipline. You will forget and you will drift. You will become lost in the noise of the world. But each time you remember, each time you return, your awareness grows stronger. Like training the body, awareness is a muscle. The more you use it, the more it shapes you. A distracted mind is weak, but an aware mind is unshakable. And with an unshakable mind, no challenge is too great. In life, there are two kinds of time: clock time and inner time. Clock time is measured in minutes, hours, days, and years. It is what the world pays attention to. But inner time is measured in awareness. 10 minutes of true presence is worth more than 10 hours of unconscious activity. One breath taken with full awareness is deeper than 1,000 shallow breaths unnoticed. And so, when you see this message on 20th of September 2025, do not measure its value by the minutes it takes to read. Measure it by the shift it awakens inside of you. If it makes you pause, if it makes you reflect, if it makes you feel alive for even a few moments, then it has already given you more than hours of distraction ever could. Awareness teaches humility. You begin to realize how often the mind wants to control everything, yet how little is truly in your control. You cannot control the weather, but you can be aware of how you respond to it. You cannot control the actions of others, but you can be aware of the emotions they stir within you. You cannot control every outcome, but you can be aware of the effort you give. This humility frees you from suffering, because suffering is often born from trying to control what was never yours to control. Awareness brings peace not by changing the world, but by changing your relationship to the world. And let us not forget, awareness is love. When you are aware, you listen more deeply, you speak more gently, you walk more consciously, you treat others not as obstacles or tools, but as fellow travelers on the path of life. Awareness opens your heart because you begin to see that every person, no matter how different, is also searching, also struggling, also longing for peace. When you are aware, compassion becomes natural. You cannot hurt another without realizing you are also hurting yourself. You cannot ignore another's pain without feeling the echo of it in your own being. Awareness dissolves the illusion of separation. On this day, remember, awareness is not something you wait for. It is something you practice now. Right now, notice your breath. Notice the ground beneath your feet. Notice the sound around you, the silence within you. This is awareness. It is simple. But it is everything. The world may call it ordinary, but in truth, it is the most extraordinary gift you will ever receive. Because with awareness, every moment of life becomes an opportunity. Every challenge becomes a teacher. Every day becomes a blessing. So, congratulations. If you are hearing this, you are already on the path. Do not underestimate the power of this first step. It may seem small, but it contains infinite potential. Just as the seed contains the tree, awareness contains the life you are capable of living. Protect it, nurture it, and let it grow. For when awareness grows, you grow. And when you grow, the world around you also grows. Awareness is the first step. And today, 20th September 2025, you have taken it. That is worth more than you can imagine. Discipline creates destiny. Congratulations if you see this today, the 20th of September 2025. Because life is inviting you to understand one of its deepest truths. What you repeat becomes who you are. Every choice you make, every action you take, every pattern you follow is shaping the road ahead of you. Many people talk about destiny as if it is something written in the stars, something outside of their control, a fixed path carved by fate long before they were born. But in reality, destiny is not found somewhere far away. It is written moment by moment by the discipline of your mind, your body, and your spirit. If you want to know your future, look at your habits. They are silently writing the script of your life. Think about the people who inspire you, the masters, the leaders, the teachers, the warriors, the artists. None of them reached their greatness by accident. They did not wake up one day and suddenly find themselves at the peak of achievement. Their lives are the result of thousands of small choices, repeated with discipline, whether or not they felt like doing them. The great musician does not become great by practicing only on days of inspiration. The Shaolin monk does not build strength by training only when it is convenient. The writer does not complete a book by waiting for the perfect mood. They all understand that feelings are temporary, but discipline is eternal. The body grows stronger through repeated movement, and the mind grows sharper through repeated focus. Discipline is the invisible force that transforms potential into reality. Too often, people say, "I want to change, but I cannot." What they really mean is, "I want the reward without the discipline." Everyone wants the result, but few are willing to embrace the process. They want peace without meditation, strength without training, wisdom without study, success without sacrifice. But nature does not work this way. A tree does not bear fruit overnight. It grows slowly, consistently, fed by water, light, and time. The same is true for you. Without discipline, your potential remains just a seed. With discipline, it becomes a forest. Discipline is not punishment. Many misunderstand it and think of discipline as something harsh, something heavy, something that steals freedom. But true discipline is not a prison, it is liberation. Think of the river. If water is scattered, it becomes a swamp, stagnant and powerless. But when water is disciplined into a channel, it becomes a river strong enough to carve valleys, powerful enough to generate energy, unstoppable as it flows toward the ocean. Discipline does the same for your life. It takes scattered energy, scattered focus, scattered intentions, and channels them into something unstoppable. On this day, 20th September 2025, take a moment to ask yourself, what disciplines shape my life right now? Are they lifting me higher, or are they keeping me small? Because whether you realize it or not, you already live with discipline. Even laziness is a form of discipline. It is the discipline of avoiding effort. Procrastination is also a discipline. It is the discipline of postponing action. Complaining is a discipline too, the discipline of repeating negative patterns. The question is not whether you are disciplined, but what you are disciplined toward. Every repeated action strengthens a direction. If you want a different destiny, you must choose a different discipline. Discipline also teaches patience. In a world that glorifies instant results, discipline whispers a different truth. Meaningful things take time. You cannot rush the sunrise. You cannot force a seed to grow faster by pulling its leaves. You cannot demand wisdom without walking through experience. Discipline is the art of showing up again and again without demanding immediate results. It is trust in the process. It is faith that every drop of effort is filling the container of your destiny, even if you cannot yet see it overflow. The person who trains daily may not notice change in a week or a month, but after a year, the transformation is undeniable. That is the power of accumulated discipline. There will always be moments when you feel weak, when motivation disappears, when the weight of the task seems too heavy. This is where most people stop. They think discipline means never feeling tired, never feeling discouraged, never feeling lazy. But discipline does not remove these feelings, it rises above them. Discipline is the voice inside that says, I don't feel like it, but I will do it anyway. Discipline does not ask, do I want to? Discipline asks, is this aligned with who I wish to become? And when you answer yes, you take action, regardless of mood. This is how destiny is shaped, not by waiting for the perfect feeling, but by doing what is necessary despite the feeling. Discipline also requires sacrifice. Every choice is also a rejection. If you choose to train your body, you sacrifice comfort. If you choose to study, you sacrifice distraction. If you choose to meditate, you sacrifice noise. The undisciplined person avoids sacrifice and remains trapped in short-term pleasures. The disciplined person accepts sacrifice and gains long-term freedom. Discipline is not about losing, it is about investing. Every sacrifice is an investment in your future self. When you look back, you will see that nothing was truly lost. Comforts return, pleasures return, but the strength you build remains. To live without discipline is to drift. It is like a boat without an anchor, pushed in every direction by the wind. One day it moves north, the next day south, until eventually it has no direction at all. But a disciplined life is like a boat with sails aligned and a compass set. The winds may still blow, storms may still come, but you remain steady because your course is chosen. This steadiness is what creates destiny. Without discipline, even the greatest talent is wasted. With discipline, even ordinary talent can achieve the extraordinary. You may ask, but what if I fail even with discipline? Understand this: discipline is never wasted. Even if you fall short of the outcome you desired, the discipline you cultivated shapes your character, your strength, your resilience. The journey is always greater than the destination. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you are becoming the type of person who can be trusted by life itself. You become dependable, not only to others but to yourself. That self-trust is one of the greatest treasures discipline gives you. Destiny is not about reaching some grand point in the future. It is about who you become through your journey. If today you train your awareness, tomorrow you will walk with clarity. If today you discipline your actions, tomorrow you will walk with strength. If today you discipline your words, tomorrow you will walk with integrity. And when enough tomorrows have passed, you will look back and realize that your destiny was not written by chance or fate. It was written by every disciplined step you chose to take. There will be distractions. The world will constantly pull at you, offering you comfort instead of growth, entertainment instead of purpose, instant gratification instead of lasting fulfillment. Discipline is the shield against these distractions. It reminds you of what matters. It keeps your feet on the path, even when the world around you is chaotic. Discipline is not about denying yourself joy. It is about choosing deeper joy over shallow pleasure. The joy of progress, the joy of mastery, the joy of living aligned with your purpose. If you feel that discipline is difficult, remember this, so is regret. You will suffer either the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. One is heavy now, but light later. The other is easy now, but heavy later. Which pain do you choose? The disciplined life may feel demanding in the present, but it gives you freedom in the future. The undisciplined life feels free in the present, but it burdens you with chains of regret later. Choose wisely, because this choice is the root of your destiny. So, on this day, 20th September 2025, let this be a turning point. Do not wait for tomorrow, for next week, for next year. Discipline is forged in the present moment. It begins with one decision, one step, one repeated action. Ask yourself, what is one small discipline I can commit to today? Do not underestimate the small things. Drinking a glass of water with awareness, writing one page of your thoughts, stretching your body for 10 minutes, meditating for 5 breaths, these are not small acts. They are seeds. If nurtured, they will grow into forests that shape the destiny of your entire life. Congratulations, because if you are listening to this, you already know that discipline is your tool, your compass, your ally. Do not resist it. Embrace it. Let it guide you. When your body says stop, let discipline say continue. When your mind says quit, let discipline say one more step. When your heart is afraid, let discipline remind you of your strength. This is how warriors are made. This is how masters are born. This is how destiny is carved. Discipline creates destiny. And today, 20th September 2025, destiny is waiting for you. The question is, will you choose it? Let go to move forward. Congratulations if you see this today, the 20th of September 2025. Because life has chosen you to receive a reminder that is simple in words, but difficult in practice. Every one of us carries something heavy, something from the past, something unfinished, unhealed, unspoken. It may be regrets, it may be memories, it may be failures, it may be betrayals, it may be fears. Whatever form it takes, it lingers in the mind and in the heart like stones placed in a backpack. You carry them day after day, step after step, until life feels heavy and progress feels slow. To move forward, you must learn to put the stones down. To live freely, you must learn to let go. Letting go is not forgetting. It is not pretending something never happened. It is not erasing your history or denying your pain. Letting go means accepting the past exactly as it is and refusing to carry its weight any longer. The past is real, yes, but it is unchangeable. What is done cannot be undone. No amount of replaying, no amount of wishing, no amount of blaming will ever rewrite what has already been lived. Yet many people live as if their power lies in the past. They revisit old wounds, they rehearse old mistakes, they repeat old arguments in their minds, believing that if they turn them over enough times, they will finally make sense. But this is an illusion. The past is a locked door. The more you push against it, the more energy you waste. Letting go means turning your attention to the open doors ahead of you. Think of a traveler walking through a forest with a bag full of stones. Each stone is a regret, a fear, an anger, a disappointment. At first, the bag is manageable. The weight is noticeable, but the traveler can still move. As the journey continues, more stones are added. A betrayal adds one, a failure adds another, a loss adds several more. Eventually, the bag becomes so heavy that every step is painful. The traveler wonders why life feels so difficult, why progress feels impossible, why happiness feels distant. The answer is simple. It is not the path that is unbearable, it is the weight of the stones. The moment the traveler lets go of the bag, the path becomes lighter. The trees look brighter, the steps feel easier, and the journey continues with new energy. This is the power of letting go. Many resist letting go because they believe that holding on gives them control. They think, if I remember the pain, I will not be hurt again. If I hold on to the anger, I will remain strong. If I keep the fear, I will stay safe. But the opposite is true. Holding on does not protect you, it traps you. It ties your present to your past. It makes you relive the wound over and over, long after the event itself has ended. Imagine touching a flame. The flame burns you once, but when you replay it in your mind every day, you burn yourself 1,000 times. Letting go means allowing the flame to exist without carrying its fire within you anymore. To let go is also to forgive. Not necessarily because the other person deserves forgiveness, but because you deserve peace. Anger is like drinking poison and expecting another to suffer. It corrodes you from the inside, while the other person may continue their life unaffected. Forgiveness does not mean agreeing with what was done. It does not mean forgetting. It means choosing not to let that act define the rest of your life. It means saying, "This happened, but I will not carry it any longer." Forgiveness is not a gift to others, it is a gift to yourself. The same is true for regret. How often do we replay our mistakes? We tell ourselves, if only I had done this, if only I had said that, if only I had chosen differently. But regret is a chain that ties you to a moment that no longer exists. The past cannot be changed, but it can be used. A mistake is only wasted if you repeat it. If you learn from it, if you grow from it, if you allow it to shape your wisdom, then it has already served its purpose. Regret is heavy because it demands perfection from a human life that was never meant to be perfect. To let go of regret is to accept your humanity. It is to say, I did my best with what I knew then, and now I know more. This acceptance frees you to walk forward. Fear also demands letting go. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. These fears create walls that prevent you from moving toward your potential. But understand this, the walls are illusions. They exist only in the mind. The unknown will always exist, but it is not your enemy. It is the space where growth happens. Every master was once a beginner who stepped into the unknown. Every success story was once a risk taken without guarantee. Letting go of fear does not mean never feeling afraid. It means choosing not to let fear control your steps. It means recognizing the fear, acknowledging it, and then moving anyway. This is how courage is born. On this day, 20th September 2025, ask yourself, what am I still carrying that no longer serves me? Is it an old story I tell myself about who I am? Is it an identity built on past pain? Is it bitterness towards someone who has long since moved on? Is it self-doubt that prevents me from trying again? Each of these is a stone in your bag. Each of these is weight that slows your journey. Today can be the day you put one down, not all at once. Sometimes the bag is too full to empty in a single moment. But even one stone removed makes the path lighter. One step of letting go brings you closer to freedom. Letting go is not weakness. It is strength. Anyone can hold on to anger, to fear, to bitterness. That requires no skill, but to release, to forgive, to surrender. That is power. It takes courage to face the pain and say, "You will not rule me anymore." It takes wisdom to understand that clinging is not the same as caring. To let go does not mean you stop loving. It means you stop suffering. Love without attachment is the highest form of love because it is free. When you let go, space is created. Imagine a room filled with clutter. New furniture cannot enter, new light cannot fill the space until the clutter is cleared. The same is true for your mind and your heart. When you let go of what no longer serves you, you make space for what will. You create room for new opportunities, new relationships, new wisdom. Life cannot pour new blessings into hands that are already full of old pain. To let go is to open your hands again. This is why letting go is not just about the past. It is about the future. If you refuse to release what is behind you, you cannot fully walk toward what is ahead. The past becomes a chain that drags behind you, slowing your steps. But the moment you let go, you begin